All right, here we go with the next practice problem, everybody. So, the first thing we always want to do, and I know I sound like a broken record, is we are going to read the question first, the question sentence. So, reading that question sentence, it says, if the carpenter needs to make 4 identical shelves, that's not what matters. It's this. How many feet of wood will they need in total? Okay, sounds good. How many feet of wood would we need in total? Okay, blank feet of wood in total. Sounds good, my party people. Is that correct for you? Before I begin, we are looking for the number of feet of wood in total. Cool. Sounds good. Now, before I continue, because clearly, a lot of us are split between B and C, so I want to go ahead and kind of address this now. Who here felt like they were just automatically going through the same motions that they've learned in today's session? Who here feels like that was you? Okay, quite a few of us. And again, no shame in that. I'm just asking the question so I can help you discover where it is that potentially you might have gotten wrong. Because remember, everybody, if you are going based off of just pure hunches and not reasoning, not evidence-based reasoning, then you're going to have a hard time when it comes to learning from those mistakes or even spotting mistakes before they actually materialize and you get a question wrong. Let me show you what I mean here. Everybody, what is the one thing that I say that matters more than the numbers? What is the one thing that I've said from the beginning of time that I started teaching? What have I said is more important than the numbers? It starts with an S. S, T. I see some of you guys are getting around it, like setting it up, the Y, the understanding. But it's STORY. The story. The story matters more than the numbers because the story, that's what brings the numbers together. Let me show you what I mean here. So, in this question sentence, we know that we're trying to find out how many feet of wood that we'll need in total. But let me highlight this part of the sentence where it says, if the carpenter needs to make 4 identical shelves. Okay, we need to make 4 identical shelves. So basically, we need to find the total feet of wood for 4 shelves. Everybody, are we looking for one individual shelf or are we looking for 4 shelves together? Which one is it? Which one is it? Yeah, we're looking for the 4 shelves together. This problem on the surface looks like it's very similar to those previous questions where we had to divide. Very similar. I will level with you. But when you read the story, it says the carpenter needs to make 4 shelves. How many feet of wood will you need in total? So we need the amount of wood for 4 shelves, not each individual. If we were looking for each individual, yes, we would be dividing. But that's not the case here. We have right here, let me highlight this in blue. The blueprint shows that each shelf needs to be 30 inches long. Quick question, everybody. What's another word for the word each? What's another word for the word each? If I say each shelf is 30 inches long, that's right. A single shelf is 30 inches long. The word per absolutely works there too. 30 inches per shelf. That works as well. But can you level with me? Can you agree with me here that reading the phrase, each shelf needs to be 30 inches long, that means that one shelf equals 30 inches. Is that agreeable to you? All right. So with that, I can see some of us in the chat box starting to, grab that cardboard cutout, getting ready to get the pitchforks out. I get it. But everybody, follow along with me. If one shelf is 30 inches, what do we need to do to the 30 to scale up to 4 shelves? What do we need to do to that 30 to scale up to 4 shelves? That's right, multiply by 4. We're going to multiply by 4. Everybody, 30 multiplied by 4 gives us what? 120 inches. That is going to be the amount of wood you need for the 4 shelves. I don't even need to write that again. I clearly see it right here. 4 shelves is 120 inches. However, everybody, the final answer isn't supposed to be in inches. It's supposed to be in what? In feet. That's right. So what do I do with inches to turn it into feet? 120 inches. What do I do with that? Yeah, we're going to convert by dividing by 12. That's correct. Because if we are going from inches to feet, 1 inch is small compared to 1 foot. So that's what we have. We have small going to big, which means we will divide. And so with that said, we'll divide by 12. 120 divided by 12 is a total of 10 feet. And that makes the correct answer here, C. Boom. So my party people, even if you made a mistake, remember, the experience is in learning why. So for those of us that made a mistake, do we understand what that mistake was and what we should have done instead? And there we go. That's growth. That's growth. Even if we got it wrong, remember that we want to get it wrong in practice so we can learn from the mistake so we don't make that mistake on the real test. I got y'all. So let's go ahead and continue the party here. Step by step, problem by problem. Y'all got this. Keep up the great work.